Okay, folks, fair warning, it's gonna get loud. Oh! Yes, I can howl. Apparently, it's a Norwegian thing to be inclined to howl. Hello, everybody, it's Brieya Silverweb. And among other things, besides my revealing I know how to howl, I have had a really lousy 11 days so far. August 6th, as I'm getting ready to take my shower and all this stuff, I walk into my bathroom and the floor is flooded. This is not good. So I look, it's coming from my sink. Turn off the valves, right? That should solve the problem? No, it doesn't affect it at all. So I gotta get dressed, run outside, turn off the main line, use all the towels that I have available to try and soak up this water. Now, it's really frustrating because I'm in a manufactured home and this is like getting cardboard wet. Not something you want to do. And even though I'm on SSI, I do have repair insurance because that's $55 a month, $85 a call-in, and this is how I am able to maintain the house on a limited income. So yeah, I make a call-in. And I'm set up to emergency. The problem is the emergency cannot be answered. Now, you would say, well, fix it yourself. If I wasn't disabled, I would agree with you. I would crawl under there. I would do it. From the videos I've watched, thanks to Shark Bite and a few other things with the fact that this house is in line with PEX piping, it would be doable. The problem is I'm disabled. The second problem is I am paying for insurance. If I do this, I break my contract and I lose all that investment. And when it comes to the really big jobs, like when the main itself and my air conditioner broke down and had to have a full rebuild, that's when the insurance pays off. Now that's like every other year, but it still pays off because it turns out to be just about, if not more, than what I paid into. Now that kind of explains to you why my call-in fee is now $85, my monthly is $55, probably after this going up to $60. Yeah. Now, why did no one come to answer the emergency call? The insurance company's supposed to make this happen, right? If we had emergency services in Vegas, yes. Apparently, I had a waterline break during a very interesting bubble moment, a hiccup in the way how Las Vegas craziness works, and that is the casinos dictates all. I know we have Bernie Sanders warning us about country money monopoly types, oligarchs, I think is how it's pronounced, taking over. Well, this is how Vegas has been run by these type of people. It started out with it being the mafia, and this is how they've, how did my father put it? This is how they officially and properly went into business to maintain the status quo. So what does that mean? It means because the Mirage and a couple other casinos are going to be demolished or have been demolished, new casinos are being built. And if I remember and understood what was being explained to me by the plumbers I was calling who answered the phone or called me back, which has been 2 out of about a dozen, it is they are short on staff because the casinos do this big pull through the union saying, hey, high wages, boom, 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 we need plumbers because we've got to get this built ASAP. And so, yeah, we lose it. And the one business, I will not name them, they've already been reported though, that did answer the call wanted me to pay them $200 up front in cash and then $600 more to fix the problem. Basically, blackmailing me. Extortion. Because, oh, don't you want this fixed? We're supposed to be going through my insurance. Oh, we don't work with insurance. But my insurance called you and set up this appointment. Oh, no, that was all you. No, it wasn't. Well, if you want this done, you got to pay us cash now. I'm on SSI. Where is this cash supposed to come from? Click. They're gone. Plumber's gone. Everyone's gone. Oh, yeah, it's been a fun 11 days. So, there's no emergency services. There's a wait list. Now, if everything goes well, Wednesday, I will have a plumber here who will fix the problem. From what I can gather, through our routine of collecting water and everything, the PEX piping has broken somewhere between the main floor and the subfloor of the manufactured home. And mind you, this is me dealing with a plumbing issue with no way to shower, no way to do my laundry, no way to do my dishes. I have damaged hands. I have sleep epilepsy. There's a lot this impacts. Not to mention, pneumonia is not a healthy thing to be around. This is a health concern. This is another reason why these kind of water breaks are normally marked as emergency. They're supposed to be fixed within 2 to 3 days. Maximum 3 days. But what is a business supposed to do, or an insurance supposed to do, when they don't have the plumbers? They can't. They just can't. And for anyone going, oh, sue them, sue them. No, that's not the answer, hon. Especially not from a military brat's perspective, where it's just like, okay, this is why I'm ready. As ready as I can be. With Izzy helping me do the lifting and all that stuff, especially the heavy lifting. And this is what it is. I have 5 containers that are 7 gallons of emergency water ration. I have multiple drinking containers. The nice, I'll throw a picture up of it. Of the 6-quart containers I got from Sam's Club, wherever you get them, get them. Try and get them, the 2 for 1 if you can, with the lids. They're great for prep work. They're great for holding water. So the filtered water through my personal on-the-counter filtration system, run through that. He filled that up. I filled in all the stuff that's in my shower of the 5 containers, because the 5 containers, that is toilet and water for washing dishes. Now, since I've gone through a gallon of vinegar treating the toilet water and the water in my hand washing basin to help limit bacteria, that empty bottle becomes my dishwasher container. So all the water I need for the bakes to start washing dishes, then that's what it goes in there. And try and do it in small stints because, again, damaged hands, there's only so much I can do. The rest we try to just simply reuse the dishes. There is a water spray that you can make with a little bit of vinegar in it. I have dogs. This helps. I prefer to use heat to help sterilize my dishes because I'm just conditioned knowing that heat helps. And this is something to me that feels more comfortable than the texture response I get from my fingers when I touch the dishes from spraying it with vinegar water. But that is the alternative to having a basin full of a basin full of water and dishwater, and any leftover dishwater goes into the toilet basin so we can flush. Because it's gray water, it's perfectly fine to use in your toilet. So this is what we've been doing every 4 days. And it not helped that while we've been going through this, we decided, okay, we've gone through the first week, let's treat ourselves. I went out, I got Jack in a Box using our reserves, and that was good. So, finally find out a couple days later we have a plumber schedule. Let's celebrate again. I went to our local grocery store. Unbeknownst to me, they've changed their recipe and how they cook their fried chicken and now do it in peanut oil, which I'm allergic to. So I've spent the last couple days sick, and because of whatever else was in the fried chicken, and mind you, we've had this before, so they've changed their recipe as well as their cooking procedure. It made Issy sick. So both of us have been sick, almost like a form of food poisoning, because he's gotten GERD so bad that it means too much acid on the stomach, so there's only one way to get rid of it, and that is to visit the porcelain toilet. So we've had that, we've had the runs, we've been in pain, and it's been an ordeal. It really has been. But I'm not mad at my insurance company. I am mad at the casinos because they're the reasons why this is not fixed. They're the reason why I'm still in this. Now, you want me to get mad at my insurance company? My insurance company can't fix how this is run. They can only work with what they've got. My poor agent went through over 27 calls and only got 3 responses. And one of those responses tried to take me for a ride. So, yeah, it is very frustrating. I am glad, though, that as an Army brat, I know to have emergency ration water. I know how to do basic dishes without that. But then the question is, well, how are you bathing? Well, this is where my certified nurse's aid training comes in. When we had people we could not do a normal bed bath with, or we didn't have the time, which is definitely the case when you're dealing with one certified nurse's aide tending to 20 some patients. And you gotta give them all a bath of some sort. And that is taking a damp washcloth and putting some shaving cream lotion on it, and then wiping yourself down. Use the plain washcloth that's damp to wipe down your skin. Any of the hot areas, like your armpits, wherever you sweat, that's where the shaving cream on the washcloth goes. If you're worried about how it feels, well, then you take a second washcloth, also damp, and just wipe after it. And you do that once a day, minimum. And if you need to do it more, then do it more. But that's what I've done while I've traveled. This is what I've done while camping. And that's what I've been doing this last 11 days. Because there's no other way to do it. Well, what about washing your hair? Well, yeah, I have psoriasis. Washing my hair and not washing my hair are two big dramatic differences. So the itch is real. The scabbing, the scratching, the bumps that come from not washing, not using my medicated shampoo, it's real. It's big. It's a pain in the butt. I definitely know I have a lot of laundry to do after all this. But one of the things that I do when it comes to every 4 to 5 days that we've had to refill is while I'm filling up the 7-gallon jug, each one, I'm flushing my toilet because the system is now on, so the toilet's filling as it should, and just been flushing it. I flush it once or twice to make sure that I've cleared the pipes because not flushing as much makes a difference. And this is kind of the rule why the vinegar gets added to the toilet water is to try and help with negate the pneumonia smell. And you also want to flush it like every 5 to 6 hours, even if there is no brown, because you've got to get that stuff down. Period. You've got to get that down. And speaking of periods, oh thank God I don't have one anymore, because I'm telling you, this is when I would have had one. And when it comes to that stuff, ladies, you need a special garbage can with a lid, and you're putting all the papers in that bag. Do not try and flush it during a no water moment. You want to put this in a trash bag. And you're going to want to throw some baking soda on top of it. Just you want to control the smell as much as you can because it is a turnoff. It also is a health risk. This is why hoarding terrifies so many professionals because if it is not a dry hoarding, which means no food, no fluids involved, um, it gets nasty. It gets biohazard really fast. And I have asthma, I have allergies, I have a high sensitive sense of smell. I have been miserable. This has been stressful. I have been panicking so bad. I've been taking all my seizure medications as soon as I feel myself feeling the anger, the spinning out of control, anything that's a hint of an aura, because I just do not want to have a seizure right now. I want to just not even get close to an aura, which is not helping me either because I'm finding I'm hitting that several times a day. So it's interrupting a lot of things about my health. This is definitely a challenge to get through. This is not, I'm not going to make it sound like it's easy. It's not. There's a reason being without water is a severe, stressful situation to be in. Like I said, my insurance has done everything they can. Even when I was freaking out the first week, because in the first 3 days, nobody's showing up. What's going on? What's going on? I did not get the answer from my insurance why there were no plumbers available. That answer came from the plumbers themselves. They just don't have them. There's more demand than people to meet it. And the only suggestion I can make when it comes to blue collar work is find out if you are interested and able to do plumbing. There is always a demand for plumbers, for electricians, people who can repair AC, this kind of stuff. It's always a demand. The city cannot run without those kind of people. You may make fun of your janitor, but your janitor is pulling a pretty good income and has a really good health coverage and dental package, at least they used to. They are doing a vital, necessary job. And some of this stuff does require a certain level of geometry, physics, rocket science, because you have to understand how pressure works. You have to understand how physics works. This is not simple. You also need to have the ability, whether you have the imagination or at least the way to line it up in your head, to know what you're doing at one point, how it's going to affect the rest of the system that involves all this water under high pressure. It takes smarts to be in this job. It also takes being okay being dirty. The last couple plumbers I've had here, especially when it came to the main line that broke, he was so happy. The dirtier the job, the happier he was. He loved the dirt. He loved the muck of it. I thought I was the only one who enjoyed being muddy. I don't have the mind for plumbing, but I could relate to someone enjoying being in the mud. So this was cool. That was a fun experience. He was a treat. He was a delight to have around. So, yeah. And the only other thing I can suggest to any person when it comes to dealing with water leaks is one, know where all your switches are, especially your main switch. You have to know how to turn off your main line. You have to know how to turn off the lines to your faucet in your toilet. There should be switches for them. And then have your emergency rationing of water. You need 3 to 5 days worth of water. You need a bottle of emergency ration water for your pet's drinking water. You need, or I should say, 7 gallons for your pets. You need 7 gallons for dishwashing, and then you need about 5 days worth for flushing your toilet, at least 2 to 3 times a day. Like I said, it should be every 6 to 8 hours you're flushing that. It's going to be a little bit more when it comes to number twos and having anyone getting sick. Can't be helped. And this is why I have the dark blue containers for my bathroom water and washing my dishes. And I have my 6-quart clear containers for my drinking water. And I prefer this versus reusing water bottles because they were not made for long storage the way culinary 6-quart containers were made. And it's also nice that I can stack them up with their lids. I don't stack them any higher than 2 because, again, my disability is not something I can handle. And I have them on my washing machine because, well, I can't use my washing machine right now. So if there's any chance of a container tipping over, cracking, spillage, it has somewhere to go. It is a natural drain. Now, there is one bonus item that is a pain in the butt that I have not mentioned. That was a surprise. And that is my dishwasher. Now, there's nothing in my dishwasher. I have run nothing with my dishwasher. But this is why, in the United States, I don't understand why you need to have a garbage disposal on your sink because all the water that's flowing down my sink for washing my dishes has backed up into the dishwasher. That thing's a nightmare right now. So every time we turn on to get our water rationing, I have to hit the button to force that thing to drain. And with my allergies and my sense of smell, bleh, that's going to need a very special baking soda run and then a vinegar run routine a couple times over until I feel safe to use that again for washing my dishes. Because, yeah. Now, that never would have shown up if it had been fixed within the first 3 days. But again, no plumbers, no solution. And that leads to this. So, yeah, as soon as you know you do not have any water for doing your dishes, pull all your dishes out, do them by hand. Because if you go as long as I have, you do not want to open that thing. You just know you're going to want to try and drain it and then run it. And then try and tackle it. That's the bonus part. Not having water sucks. I'm an Army Brat. I know all the ways it can get worse. And if you want to know how bad it is to try and get plumbing done on base when you are not an officer or a general, you're looking at months for a leak to be repaired. Which is why my mother picked up a plumbing repair book in the 1970s to do it herself. I don't know if they still do it, but that's what they did when my father was in active duty in the military between 1970 to the time he retired in the 90s. But yeah, that's what I've been going through. Fingers crossed Wednesday everything gets fixed, but this is how my August has been so far, and I'm telling you, I'm not a fan. August 2024, dumpster fire, or is it a drowned dumpster? I think it's a drowned dumpster, but it's still on fire underwater. So yeah, everyone, hope this made you laugh. Hope this gave you some ideas of how to handle it yourself. Try not to go after your insurance agent even when you are freaking out. Just let them know, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. I don't know what else to do because it's a mess. It's just, bottom line, it's a mess. And if you know of anyone who should become a plumber, support them. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a good week. Brieya out.